Welcome everyone to the All Access Sales Summit. I am your host, Amy Walker, and it's day 2, my friends. Day 1 was powerful. We had so many great trainings around mindset, around strategy, around specific tools and platforms that you can use to make your sales process easier and simpler and smoother. You got more sales confidence. And today you might be coming back being like, wow, how can I even possibly get any more? But that's because you don't know all the amazing speakers that are coming out today, because there is so much more good stuff coming your way. And I cannot wait to wrap up this day and really create this experience that is not just going to be a one-time, I sat, I listened, I took notes, but hopefully this becomes the start of a new community that you get to be a part of, where you've got other entrepreneurs, other experts who are supporting you and celebrating you and cheering you on in your journey to sales success. I want to have a conversation with you about force versus flow when it comes to sales, because you do need to find a balance between the two. When I look at sales success, I always look at 3 things. This is the magic formula for creating wins consistently in your sales. Number 1 is mindset. Number 2 is activity. And number 3 is skill set. So your mindset is where you're focused on flow, you're focused on attraction. Your activity is where you're actually moving things forward. And you do have to show up and do the work. You just do. I am going to share with you some of the things that I do to put myself in the state of flow and to attract versus have to force my way there. But I'll tell you, I can have the best mindset in the world, and if I'm not actually picking up the phone, and I'm not actually getting on a Zoom meeting I'm not actually talking to people, there's no way I'm going to hit my sales goals, right? Like, there does have to be that balance between force and flow. And then the skill set is what actually brings you to the point where everything is enhanced. So let's have a conversation here about the flow. This is a principle I learned from one of my first mentors, a brilliant man named Kirk Duncan. Are there any Kirk Duncan fans in the house? If so, go ahead and just type in and say yes. If not, you should go check out Kirk Duncan. He is truly a wise man, and this principle has stayed with me since the very beginning. So when we look at the flow, as salespeople and as business owners and as entrepreneurs, we want the flow to go like this: me, money. I want money. I want a deposit in my bank account. I want to be able to pay my mortgage. Who's with me on this? If you're with me and you know what I'm talking about, type in a 1. That's the way we want the flow to go. It seems so simple. It seems so easy. I just want to be able to have all of my needs met and know that it's going to be taken care of. I don't want to have to stress about money. That's not actually the way that the order flows, though. The way that the order flows is like this: people, then resources, then money. You don't get to money without going through this phase of people, then resources, then money. And sometimes what will happen is, in your business, you are trying so hard to get to the money that you're losing sight of the people. And you're losing sight of the resources that you have available to you, or you're not tapping into them, or you're not plugging into them, or they're showing up for you and you're looking at it and you're like, I don't need another resource. I need a paycheck. Like, I need a deal to close. I need a contract to write and fund. Sometimes when we're so focused on the dollars, we lose sight of the fact that there is a natural flow. It is people, then it is resources, then it is money. Now, here's how you get yourself into the flow. I am a very spiritual person. I live my life in accordance with a belief system that there is a God, and that God is good, and that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, for me it's God, that is all aligned for my good. One of the mantras that I say to myself often is, I say, I'm at the perfect place at the perfect time, having the perfect experiences for my perfect good. And that phrase, that just positioning of understanding my spot in the universe, makes a huge impact for me. And here's what I know to be true about stepping into the flow. When we as an individual are out of sync and we are out of alignment, we do not hear and receive those impressions, those ideas, those inspirations that make business really simple and really easy. And we try to force everything. So if I or you or somebody that looks like you when you look in the mirror and they stare back at you, right? But if we are disaligned, or we are full of fear, or we are full of stress, or we are full of overwhelm, or we are full of doubt, or we are full of negative self talk, we get to this place where we are not in alignment. And then we're full of things that block our ability to receive inspiration and to receive clarity. How many of you would like more clarity, more inspiration, and you would like your business to flow more simply? When you're running your business in a way of flow, you don't get so exhausted. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you don't feel like you have to force every little thing. Things seem to come to you. So, what I suggest if you want to get into flow, the very first thing that you do is you work on creating alignment within yourself. So, alignment within yourself looks like having a personal routine that you do every single morning to make sure that you are mind, body, spirit in a good place, connected. So for me, what that looks like is I take time in the mornings to set my intentions for the day. I spend time in gratitude in the morning. I spend time doing what I call spiritual journaling or prayer journaling, where I write down all my questions, concerns, things that I don't know. And then I write down all of the inspiration that flows. I will spend time in the morning doing like a check-in and being like, okay, how am I feeling today? If I'm feeling afraid, I will spend some time like moving the emotion of fear out, or at least putting it in the back seat. Like, I can't say I'm successful at always like completely eradicating fear, but I'm pretty good at not letting it drive my car. It can sit in the back seat if it needs to, or sometimes I shove it in the trunk. But I've got to remove those emotions out so that when I start the day from a place of personal power. So that process of in the morning, first thing, getting yourself plugged in, getting yourself connected, making sure that you are in that right space. Because what will happen is when you are connected, then you can receive the new ideas, you can receive the new inspiration, you're plugged in with your intuition, and you'll know who you should talk to and who you should reach out to next. I don't plan my to-do list until after I'm at that place, because otherwise what happens is I jump into the morning and this is what happens. Okay, I have to do all these things today. Where do the kids need to be? What do the clients need? Who is blah, blah, blah. And it just becomes this very busy place inside of my brain. And then what happens is my entire day is reactionary, and I want to be proactive, not reactive. I don't want the squeaky wheel things in my life to dictate what I do. I want to start off the day with clarity, with focus, with purpose, with passion. I want to pursue my business growth first. Then I'll jump into all those other things, because here's the thing. I get them done. If somebody else needs me to do something, I'm going to get it done. But I want you to be honest with yourself. How often are there things that you know you need to do for your business growth, but you put your stuff on the back burner in exchange for all of the squeaky wheel things that clients need from you, or team members need from you, or kids need from you, or spouses need from you, right? You guys know what I'm talking about here? When we're looking at creating a status of flow, very first thing that we do is we get connected ourselves. And when we do that, what happens is it opens up the flow to the universe, to God, to whatever you call that greater purpose and greater power than you. This is where inspiration starts to come into your business. Nobody's going to say it, but you're going to hear it. If you can get yourself connected, you will get the right ideas for your business. You will hear the missing pieces. And it's not because somebody necessarily says it and you go, oh, that's good, I got to write that down. You'll have plenty of notes of that too. Plenty, I promise you. But there will also be these moments where you get an idea, a picture pops into your mind, you see a new possibility. Those are the things that are going to truly move your business forward. There are far too many entrepreneurs that I meet today that are handing over the keys to their vehicle to their business coach or consultant and being like, just drive, just tell me where to go, just drive. That's not the way that business flows the most magically. If you want to be in flow, you have to put yourself in that position of being the CEO, being the visionary, being the one who's getting that next level of clarity and that next level of focus. So write down your inspiration today. Write down your ideas and pursue it. Those will be the things that will make success flow and make it come easily and smoothly. Now, what happens, I believe, is that when I am in a place of flow and I am connected upward, that what will happen is the people that I am meant to serve will be inspired and feel really good about working with me. And I've seen it happen so many times. How many of you have ever had that experience where you were searching for an answer? And it's the old proverb that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. How many of you have experienced that before? Just go ahead and give me a yes in the chat. If you have been like, I'm the student, I'm ready, and then all of a sudden the right person shows up for you. Who's experienced it? I have. Nobody else? No yeses? Yes. Okay. Cheryl's had that happen. And when it does, it's so beautiful and it moves so smoothly. Danette's been there too. And it allows you to propel yourself to success so much more easily than you could have ever done on your own. Your clients are having that experience right now. How many of you truly believe that your clients are out there trying to solve the problem that you solve, but they're struggling with it? How many of you know that to be true? That your clients are out there and they are trying to solve the problem that you could solve easily, but they're struggling and they don't know what to do and they don't know where to go and they don't know what comes next. And they are out there and they are looking for the answer. If you want sales to be simple and smooth and have flow, in addition to you need to put in some effort, but you don't want to have to be forcing it all the time, then what I would recommend is that you create this process. You get yourself in order. You get plugged in with inspiration. You allow that the right people are going to be showing up in your space. And then you pay attention to the order. It goes like this: people, then resources, then money. As we wrap up this kickoff session, what I really want you guys to step into is a space of more belief in the process, more belief in yourself, and more belief that this is really meant for you, that success is here for you. When I get out of flow and I get into force and I'm like chasing the paychecks and hunting all the time, trying to get that next client, that next deal, I lose the purpose and I lose the joy in what I'm doing. I am here because I truly love helping inspired entrepreneurs be able to make their business work, be able to build a business that they are passionate about, that serves the world and creates a lot of good ripples out there. I truly love that process. I have a client who just messaged me yesterday. I helped her launch her business 18 months ago yesterday. She just got awarded a $100,000 investment from a group of incubators who are going to help her scale her company to a multi-million-dollar business. And she started 18 months ago, you guys. That's the magic. That's what I love to do. So when we approach our business and when we approach our sales, we can't do it from a place of, if I just work harder, if I just hustle more, if I just push through the stress, if I just force myself to do the uncomfortable. It doesn't work that way. What we do is we become a better version of ourselves. We work on our internal stuff. We watch as our fears rise to the surface. And you guys, we all have them. We all have those things that we've been, tugging away in the back corners of our subconscious, that you put yourself and you step forward outside of your comfort zone in business, and all of a sudden it pops up and you're like, whoa, that's scary. I didn't know I was going to feel that way about that. Or I didn't realize I had that much self-doubt. All of those things, as you put yourself out there, they're not stumbling blocks. Your weakness does not exempt you from your greatness. You guys aware of that? I am weak and I am great, coexisting in the same being. I am strong and I am smart and I'm brilliant and I'm beautiful and I'm also insecure and I also have imposter syndrome and I'm also sometimes lazy and I'm also sometimes messy. All of those things are true. And one does not stop the other. And so as you step into this space of really growing in your greatness and really embracing who you can be as an entrepreneur and seeing the potential in your business, I want you to do it with trust that you are strong enough, smart enough, brilliant enough, great enough. And now you're just filling in puzzle pieces that maybe have been missing in your particular layout.